Good morning from Aletsch Glacier. It's 6 a.m. The sun is just creeping over the Alps, and I'm about to go walking on a huge piece of ice.
Hiking the longest glacier in the Alps was an incredible travel experience for me. Walking on ice is very different from walking on land. You have to be very precise and premeditated about where you put your feet. You also have to wear crampons, which are like metal spikes that you attach to your boots. It gives you extra grip on the ice, and really it's the only safe way to walk on a glacier. And it's worth it. You get to places that you can't get to otherwise.
We've been hiking about 4 hours so far, and we've reached Concordia Platz, which is the thickest part of the Aletsch Glacier. The ice here is almost a kilometer thick. It's 3,000 feet.
The highest part of the Swiss Alps is another world. It's frozen and silent and white. At this altitude, around 10,000 feet, the air is thin. You also need to be roped in with others in order to protect yourself from hidden pitfalls in the snow. For me, this was a true alpine adventure, something I'd always dreamed of doing, didn't think I'd ever get to. I love the thought of hiking at the top of the world, but I was grateful when I reached the hut at the end of the day, after almost a 15-mile hike. We started at the crack of dawn the next morning, watched the sun come up over the mountains, and slowly warm the ice that we were walking on. The snow was like a million glittering diamonds. It was incredible to watch. As we descended in altitude on the Fish Glacier, I began to observe the watery movements of the melting ice. Gushing rivers that moved across the surface, and deep holes that were formed by the meltwater. Also, crevasses, which are very dangerous. You must be roped in when you're walking on a glacier. It was more and more difficult to walk on the ridges of ice. Spectacular, but also quite intimidating. I was very grateful to have such an experienced guide with me, and you should really never hike on a glacier without a guide. After 3 days hiking on the ice, we came to the end of the glacier. We climbed on a very steep cliff, and were met by the green earth of Switzerland, rushing waterfalls and rivers. And now I know how the Alps were made.